Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirbhisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanajanassalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Shiyuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajeevam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Isvaraha Paramaha Krishnaga Satchidananda Vigragaga Anadi Radhir Govindaga Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, Raja Guhyam. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna is teaching us that we are put inside this body by the three modes of material nature. Sattvam rajas tamayiti gunaha prakriti sambhavaham nibadnanti mahabaho deginam avyayam. So sattva-guna, rajoguna and tamoguna, these three modes of material nature, they are born from prakriti. They bind the body, they bind the soul inside this body. Nibandhanti mahabaho deginam avyayam. In this, tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakasakam manamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanaga. So in this, sattva-guna is the purest one. So without any impurity, nirmalatvat. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvam. Prakasakam aname. So it is illuminating and it binds one to the happiness and knowledge. Sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanaka. So it binds one to sukha sangam and then jnana sangam. Binds one to happiness and knowledge. Sattva-guna. Whereas the Rajoguna binds one to what? If you are controlled by the mode of passion, then the Rajoguna binds one to work, karma. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Whereas sukha sangena, jnana sangena, so that is to happiness, to knowledge, the sattva-guna is binding, whereas the rajoguna is binding one to karma sangena. So that is binding one to activity, duty. We have to work, we have to act. So that's what karma sangena dehina. If we are controlled by the mode of passion, the mode of rajoguna, then we will be forced to act. If we are controlled by the mode of goodness, so then we will be actually bound to knowledge and happiness. What about the tamoguna, the mode of ignorance? Tamasvajnanajam viddhi dehinam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidrabhihi tannibadnati bharata. This tamoguna is born from ignorance. Tamas ajnanajam viddhi. Mohanam sarvadehinam. So it's because of the illusion. So it binds one to madness, indolence and sleep. Pramada alasya nidrabhi. That's what pramada alasya nidrabhi. Pramada is madness, alasya is indolence and nidra is sleep. So that's what the tamoguna binds. So sattvam sukhe sanjayati rajaka karmani bharata jnanam avrityatu tamaha pramade sanjayati uta. That's why Krishna is summarizing these three slokas into one sloka, the next actually. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati. So if you are in the mode of goodness, it binds one to happiness. Rajaga karmani bharata. If you are in the mode of rajoguna, the mode of passion, it makes one to work. Karma bandham, karmani. Whereas the jnanam avrityatu tamaka, the tamoguna which covers the real knowledge, it binds one to madness. So jnanam avrityatu tamaka pramade sanjayatyuta. Pramada means it's madness. It binds one to madness. So that way, these three modes of material nature are acting on us. That is because of we are associating with those modes of nature, they are acting on us. Purushaga prakritistohi bhungte prakritijan gunan karanam gunas sangosya. We don't have to associate ourselves with the three modes of material nature. We have the choice to associate with Krishna. When we talk about Krishna, think about Krishna, when we do anything related to Krishna, so at that point of time, we are not under any of these three modes of material nature. At that time, of course, like the Sattva-guna is good, it binds one to happiness and knowledge. So with the Sattva-guna, so when we are able to transcend the three modes of material nature, that is known as Suddha Sattva. So that means we are completely out of the three modes of material nature. And when we are connected with Krishna, we are not forced to act in this material world. So we are completely liberated when we are fully connected with Krishna. But what happens, like when a loose connection is there, many times we have noticed loose connections. So when you try to connect it, it works, and then again it lose connection, it comes out. So if the connection is not very strong, which is not very powerful, which is not very continuous, so that means what is happening with us when we are trying to study Bhagavad Gita, trying to follow Bhagavad Gita. So if you are not able to continuously connect with Krishna, then it is like something like a loose connection. So when you are remembering Krishna, when you are connected with Krishna, at this point of time, when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when we are connected with Krishna, it's very good. We are not controlled by the modes of nature. We are freed from all the three modes of material nature when we are connected with Krishna. But when there is a loose connection, so when that connection is broken, so when we are not connected with Krishna, when we develop attachment to this material world, material sense objects, so then at that point of time, we will come under the control of the three modes of material nature. So that's what is happening in our life every day. So at this point of time, we are studying Bhagavad Gita, we are connected with Krishna, and we also chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day. And when we prepare prasadam and offer prasadam to Krishna, when we remember Krishna, so when you are connected with Krishna, there is no problem. So that means we are freed from the modes of nature. But that connection is actually, if it is not continuous, if it is broken, if it's a loose connection, so then there is a problem. So that's why we need to strengthen our connection with Krishna. So we need to make progress in this effort, and day by day that is happening. So buddhya dhriti grihitaya. So we are able to get the determination with the intelligence which is given by Krishna. So we are able to slowly make that progress and focus our mind on Krishna and control our mind. So that way we can establish that connection as a very, very secure connection and very, very strong, powerful connection with Krishna, which will never ever be broken. So that way, 24/7, if you are connected with Krishna, so then if you are able to establish that connection with Krishna, so then if you are able to maintain that connection with Krishna until the time of death, until the time of leaving this body, so then we are all set to go to Goloka, Krishna as well. So that's what we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita. So we need to, when Krishna says that, Asanga Sastrena Dridena Chitvam, many times I have quoted this verse in the 15th chapter. So with the weapon of detachment, one should very strongly cut the roots of our connections to this material world. Asanga Sastrena Dridena Chitvam. At that time also Krishna is saying that Tatat Padam Tat Parimargitavyam Yasmin Gata Nanivartanti Bhuyaga. So we should seek to go to the place having gone, we will not come back again. So that means we should be connected with Krishna, we should be attached to Krishna's well, Goloka, not to this material world, Goloka. So that way, Tatat Padam Tat Parimargitavyam Yasmin Gathanani Vartanti Bhuyaga. Tvameva chadyam purusham prapadye yatha pravrittihi prasriddha purani. So we need to worship Krishna, by whom this entire world is pervaded from time immemorial. So Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So that's what we should do. We should establish that connection with Krishna completely, and we should go to Krishna, Goloka. That should be our goal of life. And we should be simply forgetting about everything else in this material world. So we should be able to free ourselves from the three modes of material nature. There is no doubt about it. So all such things are possible, simply possible. It is getting possible. It is becoming possible. It is just by this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. This Bhagavad Gita knowledge will do all kinds of wonders in our life. With this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, only it is possible for us to forget this material world and remember Krishna. So, this is a continuous source of knowledge. Knowledge means happiness. Ignorance means distress. It is dangerous. So, we are able to get this knowledge. Because when our knowledge is covered by ignorance, when our knowledge is covered by eternal enemy in the form of lust, we are not able to connect with Krishna. So when we get this knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, when we understand that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead with this knowledge, so all our ignorance are completely destroyed. So that's what this knowledge brings happiness. This knowledge illuminates our life. Everything, prakasam. Jnanena tu tadajnanam yesam nasitam atmanaga tesam aditya vajnanam prakasayati tatparam. So like when the sun comes up, it lights up everything. Similarly, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita makes everything, it brightens up everything. Our life itself is full of meaning with this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Otherwise, it is totally waste. It's useless, our life. If we don't have this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, we are simply wasting this very, very precious human life. So we are very fortunate. Krishna is showering his mercy. We are able to get this knowledge, Bhagavad Gita knowledge, and we are able to understand. We are able to listen to Krishna. We are able to focus on what Krishna is asking us to do. So we are able to listen to Krishna means we are going to definitely act as per his instructions, and that means we are going to get liberation from this material bondage. All such things are going to happen. There is no doubt about it. Only thing is that we need to actually make sure that we will continue to study Bhagavad Gita and continue to follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So then the rest is assured. So that's why Krishna is teaching us that if we simply if we simply take shelter unto this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, then we are going to go to Krishna. That's it. So even though we are of Krishna's samsa, we are struggling hard in this material well with 6 senses, including the mind. Mamai vamsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaga manasastani indriyani prakriti-stani karshati. But still, if we take shelter unto this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, idam jnanam upashitya mama sadharmyam agata, then we will be able to get Krishna's nature. We will be able to go to Golokam. So simply by taking shelter unto this Bhagavad Gita. So what does that mean? So that means we will be able to free ourselves from the struggle in this material world under the control of the modes of material nature. Prakriti sthani karsati. So Prakriti sthani karsati means we are struggling hard in this material nature. So simply by taking shelter into this Bhagavad Gita, that struggle will come to an end. We will be able to go to Goloka, Krishna as well, simply by studying and understanding this Bhagavad Gita. We are able to now understand all the slokas without any doubt. Everything is very straightforward and very clear. What Krishna is teaching us, we are able to understand fully, completely, no doubt. Krishna is asking us to simply forget about everything in this material. Krishna is asking us to do all our activities without any attachment. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. Tasmat asaktaga satatam karyam karma samachara. So without any attachment, you perform all your activities. That's what Krishna is teaching us. Asaktaga satatam karyam karma samachara. Asaktogi acharan karma paramapnoti purushakam. So if we simply do that, if we are not attached to anything in this material world, so then we are going to go to Goloka. We are going to achieve the Supreme Person, paramapnoti purushakam. Simply by getting ourselves not attached to anything in this material world, not attached to the results of our activities. So we are going to get Krishna as well, Goloka. That's the result. The result of not getting attached to the results of our activities is actually Goloka. That's it. So how we are going to do that? Not getting attached to anything in this material world, simply by developing attachment to Krishna, which I have emphasized many times in the past. So that is simply going to happen with this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So that's why we are able to study continuously this Bhagavad Gita knowledge and make a good progress. And we successfully finished the entire first chapter actually. So of course we finished the entire Bhagavad Gita also. So now we started again and we are able to finish the entire first chapter. We understand exactly what's happening in the battlefield. Arjuna's situation we understand very well. And Arjuna was not able to decide what to do. And Arjuna is completely confused and he is crying and his eyes were full of tears. And he told Krishna that I have no way, I don't find any way to drive away this grief. That's what Arjuna is telling Krishna. So, but this Bhagavad Gita knowledge did all the wonders in his life. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge showed him the way. So when Arjuna said that Nahi prapashyami mama panutyat, means I don't find any means to drive away this grief. Yachokam choshanam indriyanam. So finally, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is the way. The Bhagavad Gita has shown him the way to find a solution for his problem. So like that, for us, all our problems in our life are solved at once just by getting this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. And we have successfully finished the 3 slokas in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So what we are studying in the second chapter, Krishna is teaching us that Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kutastva Kashmalam Midam Visame Samupastitam Anarya Jushtam Asvargyam Akiti Karamarjuna. So this is the very first sloka Krishna is saying to Arjuna. So O Arjuna. That's what Arjuna. Krishna is directly addressing Arjuna as Arjuna here. Most of the time he says that Dhananjaya, Mahabhago, Parantapa, Partha, all such things, Guda, Keshav. So here Krishna is directly addressing him as Arjuna. O Arjuna, where from these impurities have come upon you in this hour of crisis? At this time of crisis, how have these impurities come upon you? Kutasva kasmalam idam visame samupastitam anaryajashtum aswargyam. So anaryajashtum, it doesn't belong to a person who knows the value of life, and it doesn't lead to heaven, aswargyam, and it leads to infamy, akirti karam Arjuna. So that's what Krishna is saying. So Krishna told Arjuna that the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. So that's what Krishna is telling Arjuna. So now in the next sloka, what we are studying, Krishna is saying that, which we studied in the last class. So in the sloka number 3, Klaibyam masmagamaga Partha naitattvai upapatyate Shudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva uttishta parantapa. It does not become you. So naitattvai upapatyate. It is not befitting to you. So, Klaibya Masma Gamaka Partha, do not yield to this degrading importance. So that's what Klaibhyam Masma Gamaka Partha. Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam, give up the petty weakness of heart and rise and get up and fight. Tattva Uttishta, and stand up. Because Arjuna was already sitting on the chariot. Yamamuktva Arjuna Sanke Ratopasta Upavisat. Ratopasta Upavisat means Arjuna was sitting on the chariot. Ratopasta Upavisat. Here Krishna is asking Arjuna that Tekto Uttista. Uttista means you stand up, you get up. So that's what Uttista. Tekto Uttista means get up. So that's what Krishna is asking Arjuna to get up. So, O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. So that's what Krishna is telling Arjuna. Now Arjuna is telling Krishna in the next sloka, in the sloka number 4. Arjuna Vacha Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhe Dronam cha Madhusudana Ishubhigi Pratiyotsyami Pujargau Harisudana. O Madhusudana, the killer of the demon Madhu, O Harisudana, the killer of your enemies, you are asking me to kill my teacher Dronacharya and my grandfather Bhishma. So Arjuna is directly, rightly addressing Krishna as Madhusudana, Harisudana, the killer of the demon Madhu and the killer of the enemies. But you are asking me to kill my teacher. How can I counterattack with arrows? In this battle, sun came. Katham means how. How can I throw arrows? How can I shoot arrows? Isubhigi pratiyotsyami. Pujarga varisudana. So katham Bhishma makam sanke dronam cha madhusudana. Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship, Pujarga varisudana. So how can I shoot arrows? How can I counterattack them with arrows? So that's what Arjuna's situation. So Arjuna is telling Krishna that you have killed your enemies, you have killed the demon Madhu, you have killed your enemies, Harisudana, but you are asking me to kill my grandfather Bhishma and my beloved teacher Dronacharya. How can I kill them? They are worthy of my worship, Pujarga Harisudana. That's what Arjuna is telling Krishna, that Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship. So that is Arjuna's situation. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the 4th sloka in the 2nd chapter. So now let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantram and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Thank you, Guruji, for the wonderful class. I request the devotees to kindly use the Zoom raise hand feature to ask your questions to Guruji. Okay, Guruji, there are no questions. So thank you, Guruji, for today's class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Suresh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Day before yesterday, like was not getting the lines properly, so I had to leave it in between only. I had a problem at my end also.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, okay, Prabhu.
But I listened to the this thing your YouTube channel, and it was a nice class yesterday also. Day for yesterday.
Yes, Prabhu.
Today also it was a good class, Guruji.
Yes.
I just wanted to of course, maybe during your other lectures also you will be in a position to, we will be in a position to learn more about the gunas, sattva guna,
yes, Prabhu.
raja guna, and tama guna. If you can still throw some light onto that, that would be still better, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhu. As I was explaining today also in the beginning of the lecture about Sattva Guna, Raja Guna, Tamo Guna, these are the three modes of material nature. We will keep on studying this only, Prabhu. When you study, you will understand more and more about these three gunas.
Yeah, because that is actually the basically nature about the person. No, exactly. These are going to be the svabhavas. So,
yes.
So it is like yeah. It is very nice, Guruji, to learn about this, because we learn everything.
We will get only in Bhagavad Gita only we'll understand this.
Yeah, because we learn everything outside, but then all this like the thing which is attached to your own thing. No, so that I think we are able to learn from the Bhagavad Gita. Yes. That is very nice, Guruji. We never learned that. Good, Guruji. It was good class today also. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Vardhana Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare. Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sunil Shivas Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare
How are you
Krishna,
doing? Are you doing okay, Guruji?
Yes,
I thought
Mataji.
you looked a little, unwell today. Are you okay?
Yes, Mataji. By Krishna's mercy, I'm fine, Mataji.
Everything
Finally,
okay.
I came out of the jet lag. Yes, Mataji.
Oh, very good,
Today,
Guruji.
from yesterday onwards, I'm not sleeping in the evening. Yes, Mataji.
Very good, Guruji. Yeah.
So
So all
because of
well.
short visit to India, 1 week, the jet lag was severe when you come back. Normally, if you come for a longer time, you won't feel. Yes.
Okay. Very good, Guruji. Happy to hear you're fine. And
Yes.
all going good. My daughter will be leaving on 11th.
Oh yeah, that's correct. She must
Coming
be
back. Yeah. So I've also been little busy. Couldn't answer be there for the question answer session last time.
Yes,
And
Mataji.
all going good, Guruji. Thank you for telling us about the loose connection. We will try
Yes.
to plug in,
Yes.
properly and be earthed also, so that we are always in touch and always
Yes,
having
we
the
will
full
plan,
power.
Mataji. Maybe in I think 11th. By 11th, I will also be free. So then we will discuss more, like as we planned when I met you, all the devotees in Bangalore. We will figure it out, Mataji. Maybe by this weekend we will plan. Yes, Mataji. We'll
Yes,
discuss.
Guruji. So the thing is, for being fully connected to Krishna, so chanting the mantra is one way, and following all the other procedures also, like eating prasadam and being in
Yes,
devotional
these
service.
four things normally we discuss every time. I emphasize. One is studying Bhagavad Gita, which we are doing it together every day, attending this Bhagavad Gita. So that is one thing. And second thing is, of course, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That if we do 16 rounds of chanting means 2 hours, we will be connected with Krishna. And then preparing prasadam is a very important part of our life, because it takes time actually to prepare prasadam. Means it's not a very simple, easy task. So we just cannot just like that order it, fast food, this and that. It's not at all good. When we want to do it for Krishna, we really have to have healthy prasadam only, like vegetables, fruits, all such things. So that way, that is connected with Krishna only. So that is the way to connect with Krishna, to prepare nice prasadam and offer to Krishna every day, fresh prasadam. So that is one thing. And of course, we are already planning to identify more devotees, correct? We know that there are thousands and thousands of devotees are there, but still we have not started that work. Once we start that work, it's going to keep us very busy. So these are all the things will keep us in connection with Krishna only, Mataji. So that is the main.
Okay. Okay, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shashi Kopat Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji, once again for today's class. I don't have any questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Guruji Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Beautiful lecture, sir. Today also, you have reiterated the key words, the connection to Lord Krishna and detachment to the materialistic world. In a beautiful way, you have teaching us, guiding us for attachment to Krishna. It is really wonderful. Thank you, Guruji, for your wonderful class. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ravin Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Guruji, wonderful class, Guruji, and a couple of questions, Guruji. So, we just discussed about the prasadam. So, in some temples, the prasadam that is provided to us is very hot and things like that. So, what should we do? Is it okay that we don't take that kind of prasadam?
Yes, Prabhu. We don't have to take.
So that's not an option.
No, it's not an offense. We have to see, the important point is that sometimes just because of the prasadam also we should not be taking too much. We cannot say that, oh, it is Krishna prasadam, I am taking a lot. Krishna is already teaching us that we should regulate. So, and what type of food also in the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance also Krishna is teaching us. First of all, we should offer only food in the mode of goodness to Krishna only. So we should not be offering the food in the mode of passion or ignorance. So that means which is too hot, too sour, salty, dry, all such things. Katva, mila, lavana, ati ushna, tikshna, ruksha, vidaki, those kind of prasadam. We cannot simply say that we offer to that and we call it as prasadam. We should not even offer such things to Krishna. So that's what is very important.
Yes, Prabhuji. So not taking that is not a issue. So we can do that. Okay. That's very good. Thank you. Guruji, if you can bring the purport of 11.47 on the screen, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. So on the fifth line after the comma, so it's written as, but because the form was shown to Arjuna, other devotees in the heavenly planets and in other planets in outer space could also see it. So can you please explain this, Prabhuji?
They had not seen it before, but because of Arjuna, they were also able to see it. In other words, all the disciplic devotees of Lord could see the universal form which was shown to Arjuna by the mercy of Krishna. Someone has commented that this form was shown to Duryodhana also when Krishna went to Duryodhana. But what in this Krishna is saying that the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you by my internal potency the Supreme Universal Form within the material world. No one before you ever has seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. So see Bhagavan Vacha, Maya Prasannena Tavarjune Idam Rupam Param Darshitam Atma Yoga. Tejomayam Vishwam Anantam Adim Yanme Twadanyena Na Drishta Purvam. So that much only Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So Yanme Twadanyena Na Drishta Purvam. So no one else has Purvam means in the past. In the past, yeah, Purvam means no one has seen earlier. So the form what I am showing it. But what we understand that Krishna gave, like the last time also when we discussed, when this question came, it is actually by Krishna gave the divine eyes for Arjuna to see. And Krishna is also saying that in this world, Naraloke means in this material world, this where it's Naraloke. So, Naveda Yajna, Yayanai, Nadane, Nachakriyavi, Nathapo Birugre, Yevam Rupaga Sakya, Makam Nirloke, Drishtum, Twadanyena Kuru Pravita. So, here is Krishna is saying that in this world, it is not possible by any kind of sacrifice, charity, or activities. So, that's what he's saying that Twadanyena. Again, Krishna is using the word Twadanyena means other than you. So he is using the word that no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mind. Padanyena. So that way, it's Prabhupada's purport, he is writing that, but in Bhagavad Gita, there is not directly somewhere any sloka which is saying that from the heavenly planets they could see all those things. So I don't know if we can find out some sastric evidence for this. I'm not able to comment on this at all because Prabhupada has written in the purport. Many times Prabhupada quotes the slokas from where it is relevant. But here he has not seen it. He simply says that no one had seen this universal form of Lord before Arjuna, but because the form was shown to Arjuna, other devotees in the heavenly planets and in other planets, I don't know, Prabhu, it's very difficult. We have to just take it because Prabhupada is telling. But in Bhagavad Gita, if you focus on, like if you notice, we are focusing only on the slokas, correct? What Krishna is directly saying. So in no sloka, Krishna said something like that, correct? So that way, it's up to us whether you take it or what difference it makes.
What difference it makes that is very important. Yes, Prabhuji. I was reading this after our class last time, so so when I saw this, so I thought maybe I will ask.
Yeah, last time this was a question asked. I think Sasireka Mataji raised a question that whether Sanjaya saw all such things. Yes, Prabhu. So based on the slokas only, we can tell. Based on the slokas, we like it is not mentioned here. Anybody else has seen from the heavenly planets or not? So we cannot say anything. If Prabhupada is writing it here based on some slokas somewhere in the Shastra, in Mahabharata or Srimad Bhagavatam somewhere, then it is very good. But now we cannot say anything because we don't have that sloka. That's all.
Yes, Prabhuji, no problem, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Palniappan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Today's class is really more interesting compared to even I will say so far, because it is maybe due to so many explanations given by you today regarding all the three gunas, all important things, many important things today you have explained, and what we have loose connection, that is a very simple word you used, that loose connection we have, and the loose connection, how to tighten it and come out of that loose connection. There is another important point which you have explained in another question by our devotee asked, what are all the different daily routines we have to follow? So far we are hearing, but very clearly you told what are all the 4 different routines you have to follow. These are really very interesting things which we have to follow in day-to-day life to come out of this material world. That you have explained in a very detailed way, and many of the questions are also very interesting by our devotees. So I am very much thankful to you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Kadiraman Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Kadiraman Prabhu.
Guruji, today's class is wonderful class. Guruji, no doubts, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ram Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Gayatri Mataji. Gayatri Shivakumar Mataji. Deepesh Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class. No questions today. I like how Palniappan Prabhu puts it all together sometimes. It is good for me also to understand the broad perspective. So thank you, Palniappan Prabhu. You've been helping a lot too for me. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you.
In fact, Palniappan Prabhu actually take like very good notes of every class, Prabhu. Like he has written every day. So that's a good thing. Yes.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you, Palniappan Prabhu.
Thank you.
Chandrakanta Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Ram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. I'm in another meeting, Guruji. I just hopped after seeing the message popping up, and I'm back to form, Guruji. I've started making prasad. I cooked pumpkin with cauliflower, and feeling very vibrant, Guruji. Being a Women's Day, I greeted all mothers, Chandrakanta Mataji, Sasideka Mataji, all. It's their grace only we are living, Guruji, and being an International Women's Day, and it's a great way, Guruji. We have all Matajis here to honor us as well. Thank you very much, Guruji. The moment I started making prasad and eat that and lit oil lamps, everything is back to normal, Guruji. I have been restored, all going well, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Sorry, I missed a Tamil class yesterday because the previous day I had only had 3 hours of sleep. But Krishna gave energy, Guruji. That's the first time. On Sunday night, I slept around 4 a.m. Woke up around 6 something. Then after that, yesterday whole day I was performing very well, Guruji. So it's all Krishna's grace, which has been with us, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna to you. I will join Tamil class this evening, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Let me hop to other meeting, Guruji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Brinda Jai Singh Mataji, Hare Krishna. Munmun Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for another wonderful class. So I'm just listening the questions, and I think what is there in Bhagavad Gita, we should not have any question in our mind. There will be no doubt, actually. That is the Vani from Krishna itself. So we should not doubt on any of the lines. What I understood, like everything what is told, that is by the Supreme Personality of Godhead only. So we have just need to follow those instructions. That is our duty. So thank you so much, Guruji, as you are explaining daily basis on how to do everything. So thank you so much, Guruji. I don't have any question for today's class. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji. Very, very audible. Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Yes, Guruji. Thank you for the class. It's wonderful to know that we need to keep constant connection with Krishna, Guruji.
Yes.
And so, Guruji, sometimes we are out and we are not, we are just chanting based on time, looking at 10 minutes, we did one round. So, is that okay? Or we need to do it on the beats? Because it takes around 8-9 minutes one round.
Daily we should do it on the beats, Mataji, then only it's good. So we should have a chanting bag and chanting bead. So then it is very good, Mataji.
Okay.
And they do, we should do it in a secluded place without any disturbance, no other sound. Then only it makes sense. Otherwise, if we are outside somewhere, traveling, all those things, they are all extra. We can do it, but not counted and this needed.
Yes, Guruji. There's a lot of sanctity involved in being alone and thinking and doing. Yes, Guruji. So that's the best way to remember Krishna when we do this way.
Yes, that's what Krishna.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. I missed Sunday's class. I went to some marriage early morning. That's why I missed Sunday's class, and I started speaking. I missed so much. I started speaking to all my classmates. Okay, just to say hi, because everybody's voice also I missed their questions and all.
Yes, Mother.
Especially Hare Krishna to them. It's a very nice Guruji. Today's class also. Every day it's a kind of, as we all always tell, it's a reminder for us to be in Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
So I only pray Krishna is for his mercy and your blessings to be in Krishna consciousness, Guruji. Today we all, I wish all women Krishna conscious Women's Day, Guruji. Today is Women's Day. Thank you. Thank you, Guruji, for all your blessings every day and reminding us to be in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Venkata Nagarjuna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Guru. Thank you, Guruji, for today wonderful class. Thank you so much, Guruji, for you. I am coming towards the Lord Krishna because of you only since last 2 years onwards.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
So every time I remember Krishna and you, Guruji. Morning to night onwards, and even in college also, same thing. And avoid external things, Guruji, outside material, outside world. I am being with you only, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji, for wonderful class today session. Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Tejasvi Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Tejasvi. Sunil Shivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Guruji. No question, Guruji. And my chanting and all those things continue, Guruji. Reading Bhagavad Gita and chanting also, Guruji. And Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna. Gayatri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sai Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful session, and regularly you are injecting us this spiritual knowledge, the divine bliss, the ultimate end of our life to associate with and to draw inspirations from Gita and Guruji, what you are injecting us, inculcating our mind, the divine bliss. And we are lucky, and as much we try our best to be involved in Gita, dedication, surrender to our ultimate God, the oneness, as you mentioned, several names of Arjuna, Parantapa, Dhanurdhari, all this, and how he gives us what is the way of life, how to lead a life. So it's a great, it's not a for from generation to generation are benefited from this knowledge. So not only one generation. So we are lucky to have this class. And Guruji, because of your sincere efforts, we are enjoying from your student career till today. So on this occasion, on this Women's International Day, so as Chatra Narjasta Pujjante Tantra Ramante Devaha. So really Matajis are present. So because of sincere efforts, so we are enjoying this class. Thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. Satata Naman, Naman, Naman,
Naman. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I spoke with all the devotees. Let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan. Hare Krishna. LS Reddy Prabhu, I am not able to unmute you because your mic symbol is not showing up. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.